Hello, I'm back. After my walk, I decided to do the top saucer today after all, since the decals on it and the water will not get to any other part of the ship. It's the perfect spot to work on. So I am starting with the ones at the back of the saucer, S8, S9. Then I'll do the other parts close to here. I'll do the registry number next. Then I'll finally do the navigation lights and the final dark spots. Although they'll be light, actually. They just show up dark on the screen. So I'll try applying decal number S8 to start with. See if I can use the toothpick to guide it into place. Off the paper. Slide the paper away. Slide the decal up. Looks pretty even. Again, dry Q-tip. Get the rest of the water out. There we go. Get the backing paper out of the way. And then I'll come back when I've done the other one. Alright, so the top back saucer decals are on. Pretty straight and dry as far as I can tell. And the next step, I already got out the windows. The windows that go along the top center of the bridge. That's S5. So I have to moisten that area. S5 here. Oh, a little more. And then I should be ready to put on the ship. So lift them up, see what direction they're going. According to the diagram, they follow the curve of the ship. Curve inward. So guide it off the backing paper. There we go. Guide the backing paper away. And I'll finish this off camera. Alright, now both of the S5 decals are on the bridge module. Hopefully you can see them here. It's the white. It's down flat. There you go. There's a good view of them, and they look pretty even to me. So the next step will be to do S7, which is the back spine that goes down here and it links up with the hatch cover. So once I've done that, I'll be right back. I'm lucky with the original Enterprise. It's the only one where I have really only one version of decals to use. When I get to the Enterprise A and the Enterprise B, I'll have several versions to use, maybe 3 or 4 in total. But we'll just see which ones work best. It might be a mix and a match, but that's why I use the highlighter to mark which portions of the guide. So the spine decal should be just about dry. Let's see how we're doing here. I mean, it should be just about ready to come off the backing paper. And it did. So stand by. A good solution when the decal comes off the backing paper prematurely is to simply empty the container of water it was in and then ease it onto the model. So I can get some water underneath it to help it slide. It'll gradually slide its way out of the container in the proper orientation because it's got a nice little bubble wrap. Assuming it doesn't fold over itself, of course. But here's the advantage of having a spare set of decals. So if I need to use the Federation Models decals to do that spine, I can. I'll just have to do it in 2 separate pieces, but it is there. We'll find out in a minute. Well, the reason to have Federation Models decals has never been more clear. So I'm going to be using them for a bit for these top saucer stripes. And they are misnumbered, obviously. But that's okay. I know I recognize the colors and recognize the patterns, so I know which ones go where. And if I have any doubt, I can use my 1000 scale Enterprise as my guide. And that is precisely what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the 1000 scale Enterprise as my guide. So now I'm going to lift the red stripe out before it's too late. Stand by. Okay, I'm back. Got the first stripe on from the Federation model decal. Now I have to work on the other 2 stripes, which will be 11 and 12, although on the instructions they're mislabeled, likely thanks to the 1000 scale Enterprise. 1000 scale Enterprise, I'll know which ones they are. You know, years ago, when I bought all these extra decals, I thought, what am I doing? I don't need all these. Well, now I found out, yes, I do. And I'm so glad that I bought them when I had the chance. So I'm just going to start doing some trimming here so I can trim the decals into various sections while still making sure that each sheet and its corresponding number remain intact. There. Okay, and now I will try to apply the other decal. Okay, well, I got the yellow square on. I seem to have misplaced the red square that goes at the back, so I'm going to color that orange, as in don't use it, because I can't find it. But this is why I like 1000 scale. It's not too big, yet it's big enough that you can get every little detail on there without losing something. But at least now, I'm going to reward myself by doing the registry number. So I'll be right back. Found the part after all. Of course, when I put the decal in the water, it promptly sunk to the very bottom. So I'll have to empty out the water into the big container, which I usually use for paint brush cleaning, and then see if I can scoop it out of the bottom. At least it's a nice clear container. It's not filled with paint or anything, so I can see it. Well, I see it. There we go. It's floating on the water. Get the tweezers underneath it. Grip it. And then this time I'm just going to put it directly on the ship as it is before it slips off. Okay, and now, since it's on there and with a little bead of water, I can use the toothpick to guide it into position. I hope. Without dislodging the yellow. So I'll be back. Alright, well, I wouldn't have believed it, but it worked. And they're pretty straight as far as I can tell, so that's great. So they're down, they're on there. I'm not going to touch them. I'm going to put the extras away because I did actually use them, but I will mark the guide in green after all for decal number 11 because I miraculously I got all 3 on. And now I'm going to go back to the decals, the ones that came with the ship, and I'm going to do the rain registry number. And you have a spare from the other set just in case. So